We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
Hey team, it's Ripper here. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. A really fun game. Clan Battles is back at you now, and we're using the Harugumo IFHE build, which basically increases, if you don't know, increases the pen damage or penetration of the type and thickness of armor, which is 37 millimeters of penetration from the HE shells, and this thing melts ships like crazy. It's really, really awesome, and I definitely encourage you to try it out if you haven't tried it all. But before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. On our way to 1,100 subscribers, and we can't thank you enough about what we're doing here at the channel. Learn about sailing ships, shooting ships, and having a great time. Speaking of learning, let's talk about the tactics here. So in this map, if you have noticed, watch what we're doing right here. The main force, as you can see, is pushing down the middle, which then, therefore, eliminates not only the northern flank, but it also counters the other southern flank, and really we're splitting the difference, which will catch both sides literally at broadside potentials, and the enemy team just I think it surprises them seeing the entire bulk of our force down the middle. Now they have to readjust and regroup because now I know most people would say, oh, well, then you're being surrounded by two sides, but actually with the terrain available to us, as you can see to the south and to the north, we actually can use that to help deflect a lot of the incoming shots, and there's just too many of us pushing through, as well as having Harugumo literally raining shells down, causing a complete distraction. Notice that the battleships are shooting at the destroyer. They're shooting at me. They're not shooting at anybody else, which is exactly what we want to do as a destroyer. Remember, what did I say? Destroyer is the key player and role of the game. It's the multi-role fighter, which provides everything: smoke, torps, guns, spotting, AA. If it has to do depth charging. But also the biggest one is distracting, because why? Everybody wants to shoot at the destroyer because they know that getting the destroyer out of the game gives you advantage. If the enemy team knows that, your team should know that. And that's why I always encourage you to take care of your destroyer player, make sure they stay alive, support them, and let them call out the shots, and that they're out ahead of the pack, making sure that, hey, they're spotting and calling out the ships that need to be taken down first. So as you can see, communication is very important. We're talking about taking out the Mecklenburg here on our team, and we're really focus firing everything we have on the Mecklenburg. And notice it doesn't matter how much HP he has. The amount of firepower we're putting to bear, you see all the shells firing at him, it's just not enough for the damage con and heal to overcome the brute force of that amount of firepower. And that's exactly what you should be doing if you want to win games and really see more successes. So now we switch targets. I'm currently calling out, hey, let's start shooting the GK right now. All eyes, all guns onto the GK, and that is when we begin raining down shells, and just watch his HP begin to just melt away, as well as all the torpedoes that he is taking as well. Look at that right there. That is actually how you drain the HP life out of a battleship, and boom, 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 we are taking him down, and boom, splash one for us, or splash two, that is. Second kill of the game right now, and then watch the firepower of the Harugumo right now. IFHE, ladies and gentlemen, watch this. 37 millimeters, really Most ships have 50 millimeters. Some cruisers have it, but honestly, those crews that are light skinned, their superstructures are light, 26 millimeter hulls, things of that nature really are just unbearable. They cannot withstand the amount of firepower. And I just look at the rate of fire. And how I did this is basically, if you want to know, I'm just left clicking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 each gun with single shot, and as I get that rhythm down, I get the reloads going, I just hold down the mouse button. You can see I'm shooting one gun literally almost every second. So you can see that's just a constant stream of firepower, and I'm actually calling out the shots. I say, hey team, follow the trail of shots, all guns firing on the Moskva. And that is how we're eliminating the ship so quickly and so effectively right now. It's just the team just cannot handle that much. Notice that because we split their team in half, and a lot of their ships are out of position, their guns out of position, which means they cannot bring their ordnance to bear on our team. And that's exactly what we're doing as a unit to effectively overcome this fighting force. We have our Summers in the back, making sure we're spotting and making sure nobody can cap Charlie, while our cruisers and battleships push their little destroyer, which a destroyer cannot handle 2 to 3 ships at a time most of the time. And then we really just overwhelm the enemy, and we've taken down the bulk of their force, which now they're only down to 3 ships now, and a lot of them are out of position. They cannot work together. They cannot coordinate their attacks, and that's exactly why this strategy actually worked. It doesn't work all the time. Now, you know, sometimes when you're open water, moving down the middle is asking for a suicide, because now the enemy ships can shoot your ships broadside or flank them or pincer move them. And you notice in this one, it works because we have terrain to our advantage. And that is one of the tactics you got to think about. Know your terrain, know your enemy, so you can understand and make the best course of action. And we're going to go ahead and eliminate their last destroyer right there. Notice all the destroyers are gone, and it's pretty much mopping up at this point. But IFHE, really, really awesome. 101,000 damage, 2 kills in the game, first 8 minutes of the game. And that is how the cookie crumbles, and that is how we play the Harugumo IFHE build. And at the end of the video, I explain how and what I decided to do and how I built this destroyer. If you are a DD main like I am, a DD gunboat main, you know, explain why I decided to choose what I did. But really, Harugumo is still the OG of HE. It's really, really awesome. It spews out like a fire dragon out the wazoo, and that is how we play the Harugumo. Hope you guys liked the video. Like, subscribe, bell button below, on our way to 1,100 subscribers. And after this credit roll here, we're going to go ahead and talk about the Harugumo build. All right, team, the build for this is the main armament modification 1 for just better armor, engine protection to protect the engine, aiming system to get that better dispersion, propulsion for start and stopping a lot better, concealment, obviously we want better concealment, and then actually gun range, because that extends the gun range out to the distances you saw in the video. Now, for the captain's build, really the first one, obviously we take grease the gears, faster turret traverse. I like incoming fire to know those shells coming in. Last and obviously we have to do that for destroyers. Concealment, as always. Now, the Fearless Bowler, definite must. And the IFHE, as you can see right there, gives you 37 millimeters with Adrenaline Rush and BFT or AFT. That speeds up the gun reload. Hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks. Cheers.